Okay, this is a video. I'm not quite sure how to say what I want to say in this video, but let me just start out by saying, first of all, before I get into whether or not ESO is dying or not, let me just say that I don't dismiss anything that anybody is saying on either side of the argument. I believe everybody has reasons to feel the way they feel. I know I have mine, and personally, I am not a fan of the changes that ZOS is making, and I do not believe that their words match their actions. I I do believe, this is just my opinion, they are not being up upfront, not upfront, but not being transparent enough about what their plan is and what they are doing and why they do things. A lot of times their claim is for accessibility, but their actions and their words in other places show that their real motivations are all different. Let's just put it that way. They have different motivations, and I do not like that. I do not like not being, I do not like anybody not being transparent with me, and I'm pretty solid in my opinion of what's going on, and I don't like it. But um, I do think that those who are in support of the changes should not be, let's say, talking down to people who are not, and those who are not in support of the changes shouldn't be talking down to people who are. We all just have to sort of just be able to disagree on things without becoming toxic towards each other. And nobody should be going after the devs, even though like I said, I do have issues with things that are happening in the game and the reasons for it, or their stated reasons for making these changes. But um, as for whether the game is dying, no, I don't think it is dying. I don't think it is dead. I think it is simply going through I believe let's put it this way, it's going to go through a recession. ESO is going to go through a Great Depression. And a lot of that is on the part of the developers. That is on them personally, because I believe that, again, when it comes to transparency, there's a lot that they can do to make things better, to help people deal with these changes that they are making. But they make the wrong steps because it's, let me put it this way. When somebody lies to you or offends you, one of the best things that they can do is immediately come forward, be honest about it, and apologize. The worst thing that they can do is double down and continue to lie and sort of just make other excuses, right? Rather than just say, hey, I messed up. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have said that. That's the best thing you could do, in my opinion. Zoss does the worst thing. They don't own up to what they do. They double down. They make excuses. They change their story. They say they're doing something for one reason, and then their actions show something else. And when they get caught on it, they sort of just act like nothing happened. They kind of gaslight you in a way that it's like, well, we're just imagining these problems, or we just want to complain about nothing. And that part of that is done by the people who support ZOS and the changes that are made. And frankly, I don't know why those people are able to let those things slide so easily, but that's what they do. So that's their choice, whatever. But as far as the game dying, I just think that it's a situation where people are going to um, some people are just going to find other games to play, and some people are going to, like me, if I can't enjoy PvP because they want to introduce a set like Nocturnal's ploy, which many people on the forums and in videos have said is a very, very bad idea that shouldn't be done. But if they want to go ahead and push that ahead anyway, if they want to ignore that feedback, then I will just find other things in the game that I can enjoy, or I may just try a different game. But eventually, I probably end up coming back to ESO. So, like I said, the game may hit a point where it loses a lot of players and loses a lot of luster, but um, I do believe that it is possible for it to be recovered, for it to be saved. So um, I won't rule it out and say that it's impossible. Uh, it's like I said, it's just going to be sort of a, a down period, a downtime in the game, and that's unfortunate. But this is what ZOS is doing it to themselves basically. So what can you do about that? Um, for me, I'm going to be getting more into housing and crafting and going after some like leads, antiquities, trying to find as many of these things. That's one good thing that they added to the game. It's not all bad. Antiquities is great. I wish you can get some of those mounts in the store, and that's something else that I need to I almost want to rant about. The price of these mounts is ridiculous, and it's predatory because it's meant to make you spend money on crown crates, spend money for a chance to get the mount. It's insane and it's unethical, and it preys on people who have gambling addictions, and it may actually lead to gambling addictions. And Zos needs to know that this is not ethical. Um, I wouldn't mind if they did actually get into a lot of trouble for this practice. But anyway, yeah, there are other things to do in the game. If one thing isn't going well for you, do something else until Zoss, as they usually do, corrects or try to fix what they broke, what they intentionally broke, and then they go back and fix it later when they could have just not done it in the first place. But anyway, so yeah, that's my opinion on that. I think people saying that the game is dying, I think that's being a little hyperbolic, and people should probably settle down with that because it's just not likely to happen. Okay, so um, yeah, but well, yeah, one issue that will happen though, as Zos has again ignored, is that many of the people who have experience on the high end of the game will not be there to train those who don't have that experience, and that is going to be unfortunate, and it's going to lead to a lot of players not being able to complete their some of the content, and that goes against what Zah says about wanting to increase or improve accessibility. Even though they say they want to improve accessibility, they lock items behind a paywall. So that kind of again, what they say doesn't match what they do. But again, anyway, so there's going to be um, a lot of veteran players who will not stick around, and that will lead to more. of a dip in the middle area where, or the mid tier, or the low tier, where Zoss claims they wanted to raise the floor. Uh, but that floor is just going to get lower or stagnate because of the lack of the higher tier teachers and players around. And hopefully those who do remain don't become toxic to those who are in the lower um, sort of group, the lower tier of player. Um, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you later.